All right, let me get straight into it. Got a lot to get to on this lesson, but we're gonna be dealing with this whole Juneteenth madness, right? And you was emancipated, right? And I'm going to that word so you can get the understanding of what that means. So as they say, Juneteenth, a holiday celebrated on June 19th to commemorate the emancipation of enslaved people in the United States. The holiday was first celebrated in Texas, where on that date in 1865, in the aftermath of the Civil War, enslaved people were declared free under the terms of 1865, Emancipation of Proclamation. Right, you can pop the popcorn, you know what I'm saying, everything is all good after this point, right? Hell no, right? You got this the farthest thing from the truth. So let's go to this word emancipate so you can get the understanding. All right, and that's why our people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, but because they're content in this world. They're content with these lies. They're content and comfortable in their own captivity. They don't have a ruling class mentality. He said emancipate. That's why you got to go into the origin of words. At the very top, it said X out. It says Latin. Let me get straight to the point. It said emancipate. It says transferred as property. Transferred as property. All right. So our people went from ownership of these plantation owners, right, unto the government, right, the state, right. There was a transfer of property. Let's go here. Let's go here. I'm gonna jump back to that. Matter of fact, I'm gonna start here. It says many people mistakenly believe that slavery ended with the emancipation during the Civil War. It says Florida, like all southern states going through Reconstruction, soon enacting laws and codes that restricted the real and social movement of so-called black people, so-called blacks, Hispanic, and Native Americans, through segregation, forcing them into economies based on low wages and debt. It says in Florida, these were known as black codes. I advise you brothers and sisters to get all into that so you can see how deep this stuff goes. And they ranked as severe as Jim Crow laws in Mississippi and South Carolina. One of these codes was an expansion of vagrancy laws, which were used to charge, convict, and sentence people up to a year of labor. It says in a constant state of development since its acquisition, Florida was in dire need of laborers, especially after former enslaved people could no longer be forced to do the work. So they found out a new way to do it. Same shit though. So the state created new ways. The state and our people vote into this fucking system, right? You got to be out your mind, man. So the state created new ways to keep up with the pace of growth, satisfying not only the labor demands of development, but also the demands of racism, right? It says in 1877, Florida's Governor George Franklin Drew codified in the convict leasing system, whereby prisoners were leased out to private entities and industries. Convict leasing was simply a method of undertaken by southern states to replace the economic setup of slavery. It says so-called black convict laborers were largely responsible for the construction of roads in Miami, include the Tanami to Miami Trail. All right. It says the convict leasing system was especially harsh in Florida, where convicts worked long days mining phosphate and turpentine, clearing out tropical landscapes, land roads, and hellish temperatures. All right. So let me go show you something else. So I showed you what emancipate actually means. It's a transfer of property. And our monkey-minded, simple-minded, buffoon, you know what I'm saying, minded people don't understand what's going on. Let's go here. So they created a whole system to oppress you after so-called slavery was ended, which it wasn't ended. right? It was just done in a different way. Check this out. It says Vagrancy Act in 1866. It says the Vagrancy Act of 1866 passed the General Assembly on January the 15th, 1866, forced into employment for a term up to 3 months any persons who appear to be unemployed or homeless. So they sent out people from these plantations with nothing in their hand. They didn't pay any reparation. That's why you the fucking devil. Boy, when we get our hands on you. Right? All right. It says if so-called vagrants ran away and were recaptured, they would be forced to work for no compensation. That's slavery, while wearing balls and chains, more formally known as the act of providing for the punishment of vagrants. The law came shortly after the American Civil War, 1861 through 1865, when hundreds of thousands of African Americans, so-called, right, many of them just freed from slavery, wandering in search of work, and displaced family members, as such, the act criminalized freed people attempted to rebuild their lives and perhaps was intended to contradict Governor Francis' public statement discouraging punitive legislation. But you get it. These devils came up with all these different systems and all these different ways, these laws to oppress us. They got something called the 13th Amendment. It says the 13th Amendment of the United States Constitution abolished slavery and involuntary servitude except as punishment for a crime. So what our people were getting charged with was vagrancy laws and all these other things to put them back into slavery. All right, that says crafty counsel. And they got something called sharecropping. This shit goes on and on, man. This shit will break your mind into pieces. All right. I'm going to start at the very top. Sharecropping was another way they trapped our people. It says through sharecropping, white so-called landowners hoarded the profits of the so-called black workers, agriculture labor, trapping them in poverty and debt for generations. So-called black people who challenged this system of domination faced threats, violence, and even murder. All right. After slavery, they were still lynching us. Ain't nothing changed after the so-called Emancipation or Proclamation. All right. But you get the point. So sharecropping was another way that they put us back into bondage. Right. Slavery never ended. Let's go here. Let's go here. I'm going to show you something real quick. And that's why I say this is really the devil, man. Look at this. Little young Jakes, man. All right. You see this? And this convict leasing program, which is another way they just came up with some shit to put our people back into slavery. Put them in these chain gangs, right? All right. Young men, young Jake men, because they needed the labor, right? Look at this. And this should piss you off. All right. If you're not mad about this, you're comfortable in your captivity. You content with this world if this doesn't upset you, man. Right? And that's the problem with our people. They don't take fucking nothing serious, man. Everything is a goddamn prank, man. That's why we can't wait till the Most High get to land these judgments out. He already getting busy, man. It's time to fuck with you people, man. Everything a goddamn joke with Jake. Let's go here. And this our people in the spiritual sense. They wandering sheep. They don't have a fucking clue what's going on out here, man. Nor do they care. They just concerned with their own life, right? They get in the bag, and these fucking women they ate up, man. They ate up, bruh. Let's go here. And our people more lost than they ever been, right? All this folly is going on 24/7, all right? All this ill shit, man. All this craziness, man. All this dysfunctionality, all right? No accountability, man, right? The women are going unchecked. This is fucking madness, man, all right? And most of these people are just mentally ill, man, all right? And this vexation of spirit, all right? And I was talking to my dad today, man, and he was heavy what he said. All right, he had the spirit on him to say this. He said these people content with this world, man, and it's true. They don't have a problem with this, man. They don't have a problem with it. It's all cool to them. That's why you see these simple-minded, docile fucking people, man. Especially our people. This stupid-looking mother. They kind of calm down. This stuff gets us upset, man. All right? Let's go here. I'm going to close it out, man, because this stuff gets me upset every time, man. Right? Because we seeing the suffering the hell our people going through, and these monkey-minded niggas don't care. All right? And you got some of these other nations even give a damn more than you do. All right? And our people, everything's a fucking joke. All right? And we're getting tired of you fucking people, man. And this don't make you mad, so you ain't not in the right spirit, man. All right, that's why we constantly vexed out. We seeing this, man. Look at this, man. Look at this. This don't vex you out? That don't vex you out? You don't got a problem with this? It says right here. I'm gonna start at the top. It says the children of Israel have the law. The so-called white man told told our people that the law was done away with, and they still believe that. The prophets, the promises of Yahweh, and the certainty of a coming Messiah, Yahweh Shai, is a so-called black man, not that white boy that you still got in your head, man. So-called white boy who would save them from their sin, all right? The nation of Israel among the elect. They receive instruction on how to live in this fallen world and were cautioned about the consequences of disobeying the word of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. But they did not pay heed to his warnings, and God people were destroyed for lack of knowledge. You ask these people any kind of biblical Salaki, I'm getting kind of hype. Biblical trivial stuff, they have no clue what the fuck is going on. They were given information and understanding through the prophets, the priests, the kings, and the scriptures, but they rejected the knowledge of Yahweh. They rebelled against the one who brought them out of the land of Egypt. All right, that's the same Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. All right, but I'm gonna call a lesson on this, man. I'm pretty upset. Call Allah Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua by Hashem Racham Kodash. Shalom.